Okay, we're good. All right, so I want you guys challenging yourself today. I want you guys working hard. You always do. Let's hope that the weather cooperates, the wind cooperates. We're going to start with our legs as wide as our frame, and our elbows are bent. We're going to press those arms out and sit back into a chair squat, and then press into the ring and come back home. So every time we press into the ring, we're pressing into the belly. The core is firing. And it's usually an exhale when we press into that ring. You want those knees tracking in the same direction as the toes. Try not to lock the knees at the top. And you want the weight shifting back on the heels. We inhale and we exhale. Now hold here, inhale, and then exhale, press the air out of the ring. Give me a little bit of a tuck of the tail. We're going to lift our heels up and then down. And I just gently press into my ring just a tiny bit as I lift my heels. And I'm using my core to lift. And here's 4. Take your time. And 3. We've got 2 more. And 2. And 1. I'm going to slowly start to straighten my legs and bring my arms all the way up and connect my heels. Let's take an inhale and do a side stretch. Exhale, center. And I inhale. Make sure the hips stay grounded. They're pushing down towards the heel. I inhale to exhale. And 1 more. We'll inhale and exhale. We'll do a roll down, chin to chest, peeling vertebrae by vertebrae off your imaginary wall. Head is heavy. Press into the ring to come up, using your belly, tucking that tail, melting those shoulders. Keep that ring dangling down by your quads, and we'll do another one. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale. Use your breath. Come up, gently press into that ring. Good. And let's take it all the way down to our mats. We're going to take that ring in between the thighs, not on the knees, above the knees. Gently press into the ring. Take the arms behind you. Shoulders melt down, chest opens. We're going to press the ring in and a little further, in a little further, and then out a little. Every time I press into my ring, I'm pressing into my core. And I go 1, 2, 3, out a little. Exhale, 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 inhale. 1, 2, 3. Now 1 more. I want you to hold this one in and give me little tiny little pulses. 1, 2, 3. Feel equally each leg working. Don't feel like one is pressing in more than the other. And we'll go 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep some tension on the ring. Take one arm away, but don't change your back. Add the other arm. Press a little deeper into your ring and see curve back just an inch or 2. Hold here. Now press into your ring. 1, 2, 3. Move with control, with precision, concentration, centering. Breath. 4 and 3. Good. And 2. Hold it in. I'm going to come back another inch. Melt those shoulders. Hold here. And again, press for 8, 7, 6. So your thighs shaking? Mine are shaking. Watching my ring is shaking. 3, 2, 1. Keep it tight. Roll back another inch. And here we go for our last 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to continue all the way down. Slide those heels a little closer so they're underneath your knees. I still have pressure on that ring. I'm going to tuck my pelvis. My seat comes up first. I'm going to articulate up off that mat. And as I'm coming up, my shoulders are pushing down. My neck is free of weight. I'm going to slowly articulate down, keep that ring tight, and then when I get all the way down to the bottom, I'm going to release my ring. Give a little bit of pressure on that ring. Tuck that tail. Let's bring it up. Let's inhale. Keep the ring tight. Let's exhale. Think of sliding your fingers closer towards your heels. And then release that ring. Press into the ring. Engage all those muscles that are necessary. Tuck that tail. Inhale up. You got to feel the core. You got to feel the glutes. Feel the back of the arms pressing into the mat. We exhale down. Lengthening as we lower. And release. Grab onto the ring and place it now over your knees. And then press against the inner pads of your circle. And we're going to do another bridge. We'll tuck that tail. We'll bridge up, but now my focus isn't on the inner thigh, it's towards the outer thigh, outer hip. And then we'll come back down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the ring. Press against the sides of the ring, tuck your tail. Inhale, feel that scoop getting deeper with each bridge. And then we exhale. And again, you want those arms reaching long, and they should be starting close to the rib cage. Release the ring. And last one. Press into that ring, tuck your tail, inhale up. Your knees are tracking forward. And we exhale down. 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees in. And I'm going to take that ring in between my ankles. I'm going to hold my tabletop here. My knees are over my hips. My shins are parallel to the floor. I got that bowling ball on my torso. My arms are up over my shoulders, and my shoulders are melted down. If I cue eyes to belly, you don't have to ever lift your head. Be mindful of the neck and the lower back. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, nod the chin to your chest. Reach those fingertips long. Press into that ring a little bit more, and we start to pump the 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale to the nose. Press a little bit gentlier into that ring on the exhale. The gentle press. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to draw my knees in a little closer on the inhale. On the exhale, I'm going to reach it long, but my lower back stays the same. And I inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and exhale. Make sure you're paying attention to the back. That lower back should be staying heavy on that mat. Inhale. Exhale. I'm squeezing into those armpits. I don't feel this in my shoulders or my neck. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it all the way in. And your head will come down to the mat and hug those knees towards you. Take the hands inside the ring. Rock yourself up to a seated position. So we're in our Pilates stance. And we're reaching the arms nice and long. Now by pressing inside that ring against those pads, I'm engaging my serratus anterior muscle in my back to the base of my armpit. We're going to take the chin to our chest, scoop the belly, and we're going to roll it back. Now you choose how far you go down. I'm going to take my head all the way down. Hopefully I can come back up today. And here we go. No momentum. Eyes to belly. Inhale. Find that lower back. Exhale. And I'm curling up and over a beach ball. Keep this C-curve shape. Draw it back. Press into those pads. Feel those arm muscles. Tucking that tail, articulating your spine back down. No momentum coming up. Don't catch yourself doing that. Chin to chest. Inhale. 2, exhale. Now separate the legs. Take the ring flat. Press the sides of your feet into the ring. Reach your arms parallel to the floor. And then roll back again. But this time the ring now is in between the feet. And now I'm getting that support from my seat to feet connection. Eyes to belly. Inhale. I press into my ring. But my back should never be flat. It should be rounded. And my arms are parallel to the floor. I roll it back. Keep the eyes to the belly. Melt those shoulders. tuck the tail, and of course, don't forget to breathe. And this is our last one. Make it your best one yet. Inhale, draw the eyes to the belly. Exhale, press into that ring. We bring it up and over. And now I'm going to lower my arms towards my ring. Nothing else has moved. And then bring them back up to parallel. But feel the energy from that center. Even though you're just moving your arms, you want to feel the energy from the center lifting them, as well as the energy from your center holding your spine in this position. And I'm in that rounded C curve position. I'm going to come down for 2, and I come up for 2. And last one, I'm going to lower for 2 and lift for 2. Stack your spine just like you're doing a spine stretch. Melt those shoulders down and release. Grab onto your ring. So one pad is going to be towards your feet. And I'm going to take the leg closest to my screen, closest to me. Okay, so that'd be your right leg, your left leg. Yep. Okay. And then we're going to put this leg on top. And my hands are going to come behind me to support my spine and to deepen the connection to my shoulders and my rib cage. So make the ring more a circle. So here, if I just let this leg kind of just flop, it's going to be more an oval. So keeping it nice and light, I'm going to go around the side and then back up. So I want you first thinking of moving from the center. Then I'm going to say, okay, so now it's also front of my hip, my thigh. And my other leg is pressing down to hold that ring there. And 3, and tap, and 2, and tap. And I'm going to hold this one up. So you don't want to have your heel on, because when you lay down, you're going to run out of space. So I like to have more of my ankle on there. I'm going to reach away. I'm going to start to C curve down. Take your time. And the ring, it may need to be maneuvered a little bit. Play with it. If you got to fix it, you fix it. And we're all the way down, and we're going to take our hands behind our head. So as I gently press into my ring, I'm going to nod my chin to my chest. And right here with my hands behind my head, I have some support for my neck. And I release the ring, and I release the head back down. Exhale, crunch up. And I'm just lifting my shoulder blades off the mat to the base of my shoulder blade. You never have to lift your head, so even with the support behind your head, if that's not working for you, don't lift it. Now I'm going to add on. I'm going to hold this one up. Now I'm going to draw that knee into my chest, and my opposite elbow is going to twist towards it, and I'm going to press back out. I'm going to keep my head up, but you don't have to. I'm going to rotate, exhale, inhale. Shh. Watch again that lower back. 4 more, and reach. 3, and 2, and 1. Hug that knee in. It's not going to be pretty. We'll rock ourselves up. It wasn't too bad. I like to warn you when things aren't going to look really pretty. All right, because Pilates really is pretty, you know? Yes, it's still masculine, but it can still be pretty. Okay, so now the other foot comes on top. And I take my legs behind me. My shoulders melt down. I'm sitting nice and tall. Now make your ring more circle, and I'm going to take it down and up. The first thing you've got to feel is that core. That core is like that eject button. It pushes in, it lifts it up. I inhale, lower. I exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. And 1 more. And I hold. I reach. I'm going to lower it down. Now take your time. And the ring is going to sort of come with you a little bit. Hands go behind the head. All right, so I press into the ring, my top leg, as I curl up. I exhale, and I inhale down. So one leg is higher than the other. Sometimes that can throw off your pelvis. So you want to make sure that you've got stability there, that both hips are down, pelvis laying there neutral. So that belly button is pressing in and zipping up. I am not using my hands to lift my head. I'm using my core. So you got to feel, as soon as you draw that chin to your chest, it's all belly. One more. I'm going to hold this one up. I'm going to draw that knee in. I'm going to exhale, rotate. Inhale back on. And exhale. I'm trying my best to keep my shoulders off my mat and my elbows in a straight line. Sometimes that doesn't happen. I'm trying. And 3. And 2. Good. And 1. Hug that knee towards you, hands behind the thigh. This is where it's not pretty. And we bring ourselves up. We take our hands on top. I like to do sound effects too, so you know it's like, okay, this is what I'm really supposed to be feeling. And I'm just going to reach it nice and long. Feel like you're pressing the back of your knees down. You're scooping the belly back. The arms are reaching forward. Nice little spine stretch. Now I'm going to gently press into my ring to lengthen my spine up. Okay? And then I'm going to round my spine. I kind of let go of that pressure on that ring. I'm gently going to press into it to lengthen my spine. My shoulders melt down. And then I round. Yes, I know we usually exhale, we press into the ring, but I would rather exhale when I'm rounding. And one more, inhale up, and exhale. The leg closest to me, take it out. Take the pad behind that foot, and draw that knee towards you. Shoulders down, crown the head long. I'm going to kick this leg. 1, as straight as you can. Squeeze your seat of the leg that's lifting. And we hold this one right here. So I'm going to bend my elbows and start to pull that pad a little closer towards me. Now really anchor that bottom leg, and as I start to straighten my arms, I'm going to start to come back. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come all the way down, control. And I feel a lovely hamstring stretch right here. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Breathe into the stretch. It feels good. So I'm going to curl my chin to my chest if I'm able, and my shoulders are off the mat. I'm going to hover my other leg off the mat. I'm going to bring this leg up for 2 towards the other leg, and then down for 2. I lift up from the belly and down. Exhale up. Inhale, lengthen. Keep pressure on that leg. So you're still feeling that hamstring stretching, but no pressure in the shoulders or the neck. 2 more. Lift it up and take it down. Hold this one up. Put that foot in. Other leg comes down and rock yourself up. Here we are. Now bend this knee in. Extend it for 3. Bend. Opposition leg goes out, belly goes in. Last one. Good. I'm going to pull that ring as close as I can so I feel that hamstring get that little extra stretch. And I'm going to slowly start to straighten my arms. And I'll lie all the way down. Tuck the tail. Take your time. Give me a nice big stretch. Breathe, inhaling and exhaling on your own count. But feel like you're really pushing that foot towards the ceiling, towards that pad, lengthening that leg. If you're able, draw the chin to your chest, shoulders off the mat. I'm going to exhale to lift that leg. Inhale, lengthen. So feel like this leg that's moving is attached to a spring, and the spring is attached behind you. And you are pressing that spring further out. Watch the lower back. It needs to stay against the mat. So if lowering that leg too low pops it off, don't go as low. Exhale. Inhale. Now take that foot inside and rest the head back down. I'm going to do a frog. So my knees are going to start to slide down the wall towards my frame. I'm going to zip up and my belly goes deep. I'm going to inhale down. Exhale all the air out of the center. I inhale down. I zip it up, exhale. And one more. Inhale. Now on this exhale, I'm going to draw my chin to my chest. Now I'm going to cue right, left. Keep your right foot in. The left leg is going to come out. I want you to tug. 1, 2. Switch. Tug, tug. Center. Shh, shh. Straight up. Scissor, scissor. And again, I'm trying to have those legs as straight as I can. No pressure on my neck. My head's being held up from my core. I exhale on the pull. Inhale on the switch. Shh, shh. Good. Shh, 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 shh. And release. Bend your knees. Put your feet through the ring. And you're going to take the sides of the shins and press them into the pads of that ring. Zip those legs straight up. Heels are turned in. Toes are turned out. If you want extra support for your lower back, place your hands under your seat. If you're good to go and you want to have your head up, I'm going to take my hands behind my head. If you're going to keep your head down, keep your arms to your side or hands underneath your seat. Elbows are nice and wide. I'm putting pressure against the pads of that ring. Inhale for nothing. Exhale, curl it up. Double straight leg, lower lift. We're going to go lower, 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 pause. So you have to pay attention here. Your pelvis should not shift. That lower back should not leave the mat. Inhale, 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 exhale. Lower, 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 lift. 1, 2, 3, lift. Lower, 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 lift. Inhale, 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 exhale. 2 more. Lower, 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 lift. And 1 more. Inhale, 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 exhale, release, tug it in, release the head. Nicely done. Just gently rock side to side. Side to side. Grab onto your ring and rock yourself all the way up. The legs will go as wide as your mat. And we reach the arms nice and long. Heel of the hands are on, shoulders connected to your back. Pinch your sit bones and draw the navel in and up. We're going to inhale here for our spine stretch. Exhale, start with your cervical spine. And we peel off that imaginary wall just to the middle of our back. We're still reaching those arms forward. Draw the belly in, pinch your sit bones. Inhale, grow tall, melt the shoulders down. And we take it forward, forward, forward. And we inhale up. And we exhale forward. Now stay right here. From those armpit muscles and your core, gently press into the ring an inch and release. Exhale to inhale. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then stack your spine. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your feet inside the bottom pad. And then we're going to draw those knees towards us. And I just rest my arms around the outsides of my thigh. And I sort of use that as like my ring as I'm pushing against my arm slightly. I'm in a Pilates V. It's a very narrow one because I've got 2 feet in this one little pad. I'm going to slowly lengthen up. Nothing else should move but the legs. Now the arms can straighten, but I don't want to see the back shifting. And then just put yourself back into that suitcase. Try that again. As I straighten, I'm going to look towards my toes. As I come back in, I'm going to look towards my navel. Inhale, zip it up. Good. And then exhale. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. 1 more. We will inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Now do another variation. So I'm going to press out. And I want you to take the arm closest to me and stretch it back. And then put yourself back in that suitcase. And then again, I lengthen. I'm growing taller. Put yourself back in. Inhale, both arms lengthen in a nice diagonal. Exhale, scoop. And one more. Inhale to exhale. Place the feet down and slide them back out. And we're going to take our ring flat. And once again, press the sides of our feet in to engage more of the seat to feet connection. Lengthen those arms out, stack your spine, feel like you're sitting very light on your sits bones, flex your feet. Try not to dance the feet at all. Stay very still in the hips all the way down to the toes. We're going to inhale, rotate your spine towards me. On the exhale, soft your baby toe, and I'm going to keep that rotation going and look at my back hand. Use your core, pull yourself back up, inhale, rotate away from me. Exhale, look at your backhand. Inhale up. Do not feel anything in that back as you come up. Exhale, rotate. Inhale up. Rotate, 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 rotate. Exhale. That was our last one. We come back to the center. And on the exhale, press into the ring, point your toes, and C-curve back. I have my ring nice and tight. So I'm going to press into my ring an inch, and then sort of release a little bit. Press in. I'm going to stay rounded. I'm going to scoop in and up. And 3, good. And 2. And 1. Hold it here. Now take the opposite knee towards you. Good. Now I'm going to rotate over that knee and then press it out. Rotate over the knee. Press it out. Exhale. Inhale. Put that foot down. Bam. Draw the other knee in. I come up. I reach long. Shh. Take your time. Shh. One more. Shh. Foot down. Bring those arms up, up, up. And I'm going to go up that diagonal. So I don't have my shoulders over my hips. They are slightly in front. Okay? Slide the hands behind the head. I'm going to take my front elbow and just tilt that teapot just to where it's heading down towards my mat, but not that far. And then back to center. So it's not directly sideways and it's not a direct diagonal. It's kind of in between. I lift up tall. I do a little side stretch. You're going to feel the most if when this elbow is going up on that same side, that hip is pressing down. And give me one more. And I do a little side stretch. I come back up and I release. Whew. Okay. Let's go into our swan positions. So we're going to be on our stomachs. Yay. All right, so if this is not good for your shoulders to have your arms elevated like this, don't use your ring and just place your hands underneath your armpits, okay? So my ring is out in front of me. The heel of my hands are going to be on. I take a little wider stance in my legs. You don't have to. You can even go as wide as your mat if you'd like. But I do want you to pull your belly button away from the mat when you're laying on it. So I'm going to gently press into my ring. Here's my inhale. I'm lifting my chest. I'm not lifting from my head. And then come back down. So here's the correct way to do this. I'm not leading with my head. I'm thinking of lifting my chest. My head is coming along for the ride. Now I'm going to show you the wrong way. The wrong way is I would start with my head up, and I'm hyperextending my neck, and my head is higher than my chest. All right, let's go back to the correct way. Gently squeeze your sits bones. Shoulders should glide down your back. Inhale. Exhale. Now I'm going to try to add a rotation on this one. So I'm going to come up. My front arm is going to leave. I'm going to fold it again. Come back down. My back arm. I inhale. I exhale. Maybe this variation is not for you. You don't have to do the twist. Inhale to exhale. And last one. Squeeze your booty. Slide the shoulder down. Pull the navel in. And release your ring. And stretch back gently into a child's pose. So we're going to scoop that belly and round that back. So I'm going to take my knees as wide as my mat. Connect my heels. I can see my toenails. I'm going to reach more towards my ring. And I'm going to take my knees off the mat and press out into a plank. If you need a modification, you can lower to your knees. Anytime you can lower to your knees. I call that resetting. I'm going to hold this for 3, 2, 1. Hover my knees under my hips right here. Press out. Inner thighs, glutes, core. Come back. Take it out. Hold. 2, 3. Come back. 2 more. Press out and squeeze. 2, 3. And hover. And 1 more. We hold it here. We hold it here. We hold it here. We come back. We drop those knees. And we stretch back. If you want to release those wrists, you take the arms behind you. And curl the fingertips to the wrist. And the forehead just rests down on your mat. Nicely done. Take the hands back out to your ring. This time, turn it so there's a pad on each side. Press into the pads. I'm going to come back into a forearm plank. You can be on your knees or off your knees. Now here, I'm going to challenge you a couple different ways. So the first way is I can just hold this here. The second way, I'm just going to take one knee towards the mat, bring it back up, then the other knee. Now nothing else should go with you. So if I sink while I'm tapping my knee, don't tap the knee. Press into that ring to engage the muscles in your back to help support the plank. The belly's got to be pulling in and up. The crown of the head should be reaching long. I'm going to take both knees down and up. And just 3 more. And 2 more. Drive those heels longer. Hold it here. Lower it to your thighs. Flatten your feet. And push off those forearms into a nice little arch. And again, you don't want to hyperextend the neck. It should be pretty much with the chest. Now keep pressing into the ring. The legs are together. My hips are on the mat. My pelvis is on the mat. My belly button is not. As I kick one leg, I press gently into my ring. I kick, kick, switch, kick, kick. The crown of the head is reaching long. My shoulders should be in line with my elbows. And my pelvis should be quiet. It should not be moving side to side. Squeeze, squeeze. Boom, boom. 1 more each leg. Boom, boom. And stretch back once again into a child's pose. Scoop the belly and round the back. Stay here for just, give me 2 nice, really deep breaths to where you feel the rib cage expand on the inhale. And then funnel back through the hips on the exhale. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Come onto your seat. And we're going to do some more shoulder bridges. We're going to do some single leg shoulder bridges this time. So when I have my legs 1 fist width apart, I reach my ring long. I'm going to take a nice big inhale to start. Exhale, melt all the way down. Take your time. Melt the shoulders. Tuck the tail. Press into the ring for more support. And it stops up over my chest. I slide my heels once again underneath my knees. My shoulders are heavy. Tuck your pelvis. Start by lifting your seat up. We come up. We hold it here. Shoulders are heavy. At any time, you come out of your bridge. Take your right leg to a tabletop. Bring that leg straight up if you're able. I'm going to lower my seat down. My spine goes down as 1 unit. I lift up. Down and up. Inhale. Exhale. Just 3 more for a total of 6. And 2. And 1. Now hold this one up. Now I'm going to lower that leg towards my mat. Lift up and press the ring. Try to keep the pelvis stable. Keep the hips in a straight line. Give me 2 more. Now take that heel to the mat and slide it in and fix your bridge. Left leg tabletops. Now you can hold in a tabletop instead of going straight up. I'm going to zip my leg up. I'll lower down my spine. Press up. Shh. No pressure on that neck. Be mindful. 3 more to go. Here's 3. Here's 2. Hold this one up. Now I lower my leg. I press and lift. Inhale. Exhale. Down. Up. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Heel to the floor. Slide it in. Fix your bridge. Reach the arms all the way behind you. The ring will go flat. Inhale for nothing. Exhale. Melt the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Taking your time. Hug those knees in. Rest the ring on the shins. Give a little tug. Lengthen your legs onto your mat and sit up for spine stretch, or spine twist, I should say. So there's lots of ways we can sit here. We can have our legs straight out. We can make them into a diamond. We can sit cross-legged. Just do whatever you need to sit tall. You can even roll up your mat and elevate your hips slightly. That will help you sit tall as well. So drawing that ring towards our torso towards the ring. We're as tall as we can get. Now here again, the feet don't want to move. We want to keep them flexed like we're standing on a floor. We're going to inhale up, rotate towards me. Exhale, 1, 2. Inhale, center. Exhale. Again, the neck stays with the rest of your spine. Here's what I mean. I don't stop here, but continue my head going, right? So wherever my chest is going, that's where my neck is going. Inhale, exhale, 1, 2. 1 more, inhale, and exhale, 1, 2, and release. Come onto your side. So have your head on this side of your mat, matching me. So the leg, the bottom leg, I'm going to be using the center of my mat. Today we're going to be doing some side teasers. So if you remember what a side teaser is, I got to have a little bit of room behind me, so I don't want to be at the very back of my mat. So if anything, the center or a little bit forward. So I got my bottom leg on the mat. I put a pad on. Other leg comes up. I lengthen, and I come all the way down into a straight line. Now make sure that your head is touching something. So if you got a really tight trap or whatever it is going on here and your head is like this, at least bend the arm. You got to have the head touch something. This hand here, my free hand, is going to be my oppositional force. So when I do go to lift my legs, I'll be pressing my hand down. So my hips are stacked. My heels are turned in slightly. I'm going to take my top leg and press 3 times into the ring. 1, 2, hold it tight. Lift both legs once, and then release. And again, 1, 2, 3, lift. Now here's what's going to happen. When you lift these legs up, sometimes our shoulder wants to go like this to help lift those legs. So make sure you've got that connection with your shoulder to your rib cage. I don't care how high these legs lift, but I want you working the outer thigh, the glute, the hip, the oblique. 1, 2, 3. My hand presses gently into the mat to lift up. Opposition. 1, 2, 3. Last one. I'm going to hold this one up. Both legs going to press. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, pause. Now you can continue doing what we just did, or I'm going to lean back onto my butt cheeks. This arm I'm laying on is going to stay on my mat. I lift up into a side teaser. I come back down. I hover my legs off my mat. I reach long. Lift up from the core, not the front of the hips. Come back down. 1 more. Roll onto the seat. Hold it here. We'll come down, up for 3. My ring is going to slide out. 1 more. Stay with me, ring. And then we'll come back down. And then grab onto your ring and bring it up. And when you're sweating, the ring gets really slippery, right? But you guys did great. Great. Okay. And the good news is you're more than halfway done through class. Okay. Now, if those side teasers were not a good thing for you and you felt pressure in that lower back, continue doing the 3 presses and the leg up, okay? All right, so give yourself a little space behind you if you're doing your side teasers. We lay all the way down. Oh, I forgot. Ring. Leg first. Ring. Ring. Leg. So leg's got to be at the bottom. All right. Now, something I didn't mention on the other side, but this is important, that when you're laying here on this bottom rib cage, you're trying to pull it away from the mat almost, so it's nice and light and engaging the core more. Okay, so we're going to press 3 times. 1, 2, hold it tight, lift up, and come down. And press. 1, 2. There's a lot of body parts squeezing on those 3 pulses. First should be the belly, then the inner thighs, third piece, the glutes. And lower. Press 1. Press 2. Keep it tight, lift up, and lower. Go. 1, 2, 3, lift up, and lower. 1, 2, 3, lift up, and lower. 1 more. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to hold this one up, and I'm going to pulse both legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now roll onto your butt cheeks. Oh boy, here we go. Yes, that's right. That usually is what the case is. Someone said one side's easier than the other. Yes, I'm aware. And release. 1 more. Let's hold this one up. Lower inhale. Exhale. From the core, not the hips. That's right. Last one. Bring it back down. And grab that ring. And sit up. Now the question of the class is she still going to make us do regular teasers? We did those. We'll do just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, we got time. So I really always like to go back to teaser prep because if we don't have that spot on and that back pressing in to lift up and our breathing, why would we want to go on to the other ones? So my legs are 1 fist width apart. The heel of my hands on the pad, my fingers are reaching long. I inhale nothing. Exhale is when I press into my ring and lower. And as soon as my head is down, it's coming back up. Chin to chest, eyes to the belly button. Then my eyes go up my thighs and then through the ring. And I press into my ring. So the breathing is kind of like what you would think it wouldn't be. I curl my chin to my chest. I'm inhaling up. Fill it up. Exhale, press in. Good. Just 1 more, so make it really special. Make it the best one, the most you felt you worked deeper into that core. And then bring it down for 4 and 3 and 2 and hug those knees in. Okay. Now take that ring pad to your back leg, the one's furthest from me. Tabletop both legs. Take the arm that matches the leg with the ring and straighten it and put it against one of those pads as well. So both arms are up and both knees are bent. My rib cage is heavy. I'm going to reach the free arm and free leg straight out and then come right back in where you started. Now you got to be very mindful of that lower back. So if I cannot support my back from my core and my back right here is leaving that mat, I should not be taking my leg all the way out. Maybe I tap my toes down instead of going away from my center. Now another variation we can try is instead of bending the leg in, we'll lift it straight up. And I press into my ring. And I inhale and I exhale. Keep that back still. Keep your pelvis still. Keep that belly working hard. And 1 more. Inhale Exhale, put that foot down. Other foot goes down, and we'll change to the other side. So put the pad on the other thigh, tabletop that leg. And remember, you don't have that pad on a knee or an elbow. I reach that arm straight up. I add the other arm. I make sure my shoulders are down, my core is engaged. I add the other leg. Here I go. Reach away, inhale, exhale, lift. So as you can see, you don't ever have to lift your head to work your abdominals. You don't have to do a crunch to work that core. Inhale out. Now maybe you want to change to the other variations. We keep the legs straight and we lift up. We inhale, keep that ring tight. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, scoop. And one last time. Inhale to exhale. Put that leg down. Leg down. Ring up over your chest. Keep the ring centered. Drop your knees towards me. Now use your core to bring those thighs back up. And then take your knees the opposite direction. Shoulders stay heavy. Use your abdominals to bring it back up. Then we're going to cross our ankles and rock ourselves all the way up. Okay, let's go into a quadruped position. All right, so we're going to be doing leg pull front with a little tricep work, with a little butt work. So this doesn't work for everybody. So if you have super long arms, you will be way up over your ring and you won't be able to touch the pad. So don't use your ring if that's you. I got pretty short arms, so I can fit this underneath me and have my arms straight. So don't be out of form trying to touch the pad. My shoulders are over my wrists. I'm trying to pull away from that ring, but I'm not, but I'm trying to engage my core more. I take one leg back, I'm squeezing into my armpits, and I take the other leg back into my Pilates stance. I'm going to softly bend my elbows just a little bit, come right back up, and lift my right leg and lower. Tuck your tail, bend, inhale, exhale up, other leg lengthens, and release. Inhale, exhale, lift, lower. Now, if you want an extra challenge, you can lower and lift at the same time. Inhale, exhale. That doesn't mean you go deeper with that ring. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Come on down, release that ring, and let's release our wrist. You deserve that stretch. Nicely done. Side kneeling. So you're going to kneel facing me. How are we doing? Okay, almost there. So we're going to take this leg all the way out. Make sure that your back heel is in line with the back of your knee. Feel like something behind you, a big wind is behind you, pushing you forward. So I feel this is opening, right? And my pelvis is in a straight line. Bring those arms straight up. Heel of the hands on, fingers reach long. Inhale, side stretch to the straight leg. Gently press into the ring as a gentle press. Exhale up. Now remember, the hip does not go with you. So you just feel like this hip is anchoring down to that heel or to the floor. And then back up. And then inhale, stretch. Exhale up. Now I'm going to hold this side one here. My bottom hand's going to take that ring. Exhale way out there. And this hand goes behind my head. And I'm still pushing my hips forward. I'm going to gently press into my ring a little bit to lift that leg up and then lower. Think of lengthening the leg as you lift. It makes it a little bit more doable. Core is engaged. 2 more. And 1 more. I'm going to hold this one up. Little circles. 5. Now I'm trying to stay hip height. I can't always do it. 2 and 1. Reverse. Round to come up. Round to come up. And 3 and 2 and 1. Put the leg down. Bring the arm up. Nicely done. And then bring it back in. Okay, other leg goes out. Make sure you're in line with your hip. Don't be behind you or in front. Back heel, you shouldn't be able to see your heel, right? And you need to not be here. You want to have that hip directly over that knee. So look down just for a quick second. Yes, you're out of alignment, but just make sure you're straight up and down. Okay? Good. We're going to inhale to the straight leg. Feel the length in that side. Exhale. I reach up first and I go over. My hips are anchoring down. Press gently into the ring. The core brings you up as well as the glutes. Inhale over. Exhale up. Now hold this one, that long diagonal. Your bottom hand's going to reach out even further than it would. And my hand goes behind my head. I feel those hips open. You can look down at the ring. You can look straight ahead. And I'm going to lift. 5. Now, as you can tell, this leg is this is my not so good hip. So I really struggle getting it hip height. That's okay. We do our best, right, with what we've got. We lift up and we hold it. And we circle. Round to come up. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Reverse. Round to come up. 5. Yes, I know. 4. 3. 2. 1. Arm up. Bring it up. Bring it back in. Take that ring out to your side. Still pressing your hips forward. Heel the hand on. Bring this arm up. Keeping the arm straight. So I can't be too close because see how I don't have any room for my shoulder? So you want to make sure you got that connection here. We're going to inhale up and over. Exhale. Up and over. Inhale. To exhale. Now hold this one here. Inhale. On the exhale, try to reach towards the side of your mat where your ring is. Circle the arm down, around, and over. Down, around, and 2. And 1 more. And face the front again. And bring it up. Okay, other side. Reach it out so the arm can be lengthened. Belly in and up. Hips pressed forward slightly. I'm going to inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Good. And exhale. Let's add on. Inhale. Now I'm going to keep my spine long as I'm twisting through. Then I'm going to take my arm down, around. 1. Down, around. 2. 1 more. Down and around. 3. Retrace your steps. Bring it on up. Then I'm going to sit back on my heels. Knees okay doing this? Okay. So right here, if I'm not thinking about it, I probably got this nice little arch in my lower back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck my tail, press through my shins. I'm going to come up to a high kneel and then bring it back down. Trying to keep my spine in one spot. Slide down that wall. Pull that belly in. Keep that ring tight. Lift up. Find that wall. Come back down it. I come up that wall and I come forward. And last one, I slide down my wall and I release. I'm going to take my hands towards the one side of my mat and the opposite hip is going to press down towards my heels. Inhaling and exhaling. Then walk your hands to the other side of the mat. Anchor that hip down. You want to inhale and exhale and feel a deeper stretch in your side. And then bring it back around to center. All right, so come back onto your mat in a quadruped position. My ring can go away. I'm going to curl my toes under and press back into a Pilates stance. Try to press those heels down. Keep those thighs connected. Keeping the arms straight and the hips still. Walk back for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Pull yourself up from your belly, tucking that tail down towards the heels. Inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, peel, vertebrae by vertebrae. And you want to keep these inner thighs connected. If you can't touch the mat, soften your knees. Walk out to a plank for 3 and 2 and 1. Hold right here. Squeeze into those armpits. Crown of the head is nice and long. I'm going to take my back knee to my mat. It's pointing towards that top corner of my mat. I'm going to reach the other leg straight back. I'm going to keep my arms straight for now. Now, if you have a knee issue and you can't do this, you would lie on your back and just hug this knee into your chest. I'm going to take my hands more forward, and you want to keep your hips in a straight line, so don't sink to one side. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck, enjoy the hip flexor stretch. Now I'm going to add a quad stretch. This is not for everybody, a knee issue, it's not going to work. So I'm going to come onto my hands, and I'm going to bend my back knee. I'm going to reach back. I'm going to press my foot into my hand. So if this is not good for you, don't do it, hang tight. Gently release, 2 hands on the mat. Press into your mat to lift your body up against that wall. Slide the leg that's on the floor back to meet the other leg. Now my other knee is going to come forward into that diagonal. I slide the other leg straight back. I keep my arms long to start. Shoulders are mounted, neck is relaxed. Come on down if you choose to. Keep your hips in a straight line. Breathe. Enjoy the stretch. Take the hands back onto the mat. Lengthen your arms. Straighten that back knee. Press your back up against the ceiling. Safely bring the other leg back. Connect your heels. Pike your seat. Keeping the legs straight, the arms straight, the hips still. Walk the hands back. 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Whatever can touch the mat, touches the mat. Head is heavy. Now just have your fingertips touch the mat. And when I went to my fingertips, I drew my navel in. Now go back again to the knuckles, wherever you just came from. Now pull your belly in deep and then go to your fingertips. Now pull that belly in deeper and dangle. That core is going to be pulling in deeper to support my spine. Now I'm going to slowly start to come up, and as I'm coming up, my tail is pressing down. Perfect. No pressure to your back, right? From here, we're going to take a nice big inhale up. Exhale, grow taller. And one more. Inhale, lift up, 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 up. Grow taller as you come down. And you have made it. Ah, that was pretty good, ladies.